Hello friends, this is Hari from the channel Decode with me. I'm a software professional with years of experience and handful of skills. So what does this channel is all about? In this channel, I'm going to share a lot of interesting skill sets with you all from scratch to advanced topic in mobile development. So what's a roadmap? I'm going to start with Android development and we are going to cover a lot of languages, domains and frameworks, etc., which is part of mobile development. So let's do the preps. Before starting in mobile development, you should know what are the various options for developing an application and what are the various development nature in which an app can be developed. First one is the native and the hybrid and the cross-platform. There are more development natures in the market, but widely and commonly used development options are these three. What is a native? Native uses the native language understandable by the target system. Target system is nothing but your Android or iOS platform. So, targeting the system, there are certain languages that you should use for developing the application, which is like Kotlin, Java, Objective-C, Shift, and goes on. Then the hybrid. So, the hybrid uses the web technologies like HTML5, CSS, and JS with proper native library support, so which runs on top of the platform with help of a web container. So, it uses commonly used frameworks like React, Angular. There are much more. Commonly used languages for this development are HTML5, JavaScript, TypeScript, etc. Then the cross-platform. The cross-platform has a dedicated framework which targets multiple platforms for which uses the same code base shared among all these platforms in order to develop an application which uses the native API library support. Example, React Native, Xamarin, Flutter, which uses languages like Dart, C Sharp, C, .NET, etc. Let's see what are the major differences between these three types of development environments. So, the major differences in terms of performance, native field, UI, UX, code reusability, offline access, platform API access, app store distribution, and development cost and maintenance. We are going to categorize the differences with these core terminologies. So let us see, starting from performance, the native environment uses the platform power. The platform is nothing but your Android or iOS device. So the performance will be pretty high based on the type of platform you use. So, but we have mentioned here high. This is the reason because it uses the 100% of the platform's power, where power in the sense efficient. Then comes the hybrid. Hybrid uses the browser's ability to render an application top of it. So mostly all the application that we use nowadays supports an hybrid application and it facilitates the application to run just like an another native app. But it is basically a web application runs inside a container on top of a platform. Then the cross-platform. It is based on a complexity. This is because if you develop a simple application, the complexity is not gonna be high. In such case, you might not note any big differences. When coming to the complexity, like building a big application where you should handle multiple network requests, local DB storage, then there comes a complexity. When such places, you may feel a performance difference. Then comes the native field UI or UX. This is nothing. How comfortable you are with your designing part. So in a native environment, this will be much smooth. This is because the native environment provides you in such a way where a native understands and directly takes the input, which is highly customizable for a native usage. For example, if you have a progress bar to be rendered on an Android, the progress bar is directly given to you in order to include it in a layout and use it. Where in a hybrid, you use it as a web component, which simulates same kind of feel that what you get in a native environment. So, which is basically emulated on a web. Then the cross platform. The cross platform is achieved native through set of APIs provided by the frameworks. So, with all these three types of environment, you get a smoother UX feel in the native. So then the core reusability. In native applications, you don't use the same code for different types of native application targets. For example, the code that has been developed for Android can be only used for Android, not for iOS. Because in Android we use Java Kotlin, in iOS we use to Objective-C or Shift. So core reusability is nil. And for hybrid, it is basically a web technology, so which can be shared and can be used multiple times. And for different platforms, you're going to use same code. So hybrid, full functional. And for cross-platform, it is partial because for targeting different platforms, a common set of code that can be shared. For particular areas, you are going to use native APIs. Like for example, for accessing camera for a platform Android and iOS not same. So in such case, it is called partial. And for offline access in native application, you'll have a full functionality. This is because in native application, you'll be having direct access to the local DB and which can be used efficiently in order to retrieve the data. Where in a hybrid application, the data are stored in a manner of cache environment. So in a cache environment, you can have the data stored for a small amount of time and later it will be discarded. And if you need to store it for some amount of time, there are certain methodologies that you have to follow. And in a cross-platform, there is a local DB with help of a native API support. You'll usually store and retrieve it, but it is not as efficient as you use in a native application. Then the platform API access. Platform API access is nothing but you are requesting the system resources to include it in your code. So in such cases, it is fully operational in native, where in hybrid, it is partial. This is because certain areas in hybrid applications are not allowed to be used for security reasons. And in a cross-platform also, it's a same case where with help of a native API, you can do that, which is better than hybrid, but even though you cannot do it as native. And for App Store distribution, native application has fully functional like in Play Store or App Store, you can publish it. For hybrid also it's there and for cross-platform also is there. This is because in all these type of nature, you'll get the final output as executable format like for Android it's APK. So in a web application, you'll be having executable like .o. So the executable formats are given to you and it will be sent to the App Store and it will be under process like any other APK that you sent for verification and the final output will be published to the stores. There are a set of team and people for this verification to be done manually and automatically based on algorithms. And development cost is very high for native because for each and every platform that you develop, you need to have a separate developer with a set of skill sets, and so it will in turn results in cost of parallel development, which accumulates to higher development costs. And for hybrid, it's low because you're going to use the same technology targeting all the platforms. Where in cross-platform, as I have mentioned, the core reusability is not fully operational, which is partial. So in such case, for an Android, iOS, BlackBerry, or Windows, you need to have different type of developers for targeting the system, and some code pieces can be shared. So that's why here it is medium. And for maintenance, it is low because even if you have an old application, there is a app backward compatibility that is supported by the Android or iOS or any other platform specific native application that you develop. But for hybrid, you can have the same code that can be run on a web container or a browser or in a emulated environment. This is because the code base is not going to corrupt with the platform, but various in a native system, the support of particular library or an app component can be discarded over time. So for a hybrid environment, it is very high, and for cross-platform, it is medium. This is because these also partially uses native API, so that also need to be updated over time. But in hybrid, there is no need of update. You can use the existing technologies to run app for a long time. And for native, it is slow because it need to be updated over time because the platform will get updated over time. So for example, if you have OS update, your Android version gets gonna upgrade, security patch is gonna update, and everything is gonna get updated. So in such a case, you need to update your code to match it to the trend, or else it will throw some exceptions, or the compatibility is gonna make a problem in future. So that's all for now, friends. So we are done with the fundamental working nature of a native development environment. What's next? How to set up an Android native development environment. That's what we are going to do next. So far we have seen what are the working nature of a native, hybrid, or a cross-platform environment. This is a fundamental knowing before starting a native development environment because you have seen how much efficient a native development environment could bring you an app into life. So this forms the fundamental core in knowing the core functionalities and further development of an Android development environment. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for my upcoming videos, which will be how to set up Android native development environment starting from IDE till creating a new project. So thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and like and press the bell icon for getting notified for my upcoming videos.